the whiny little bitch we have to recast.
I think we should have gotten Kubrick.
What's going on there, YouTube land and also social media lands? Welcome to an all-new video. In this video, we're going to do a movie review of a new film that just came out on July 12th. And is a, basically a rom-com about the moon landing. So we're going to get right into that. Before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss this video and the other videos I put up. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, definitely check out my other social media platforms such as X, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Patreon. Pretty much post on those regularly, so definitely check them out. And as always, let's get right into this. So welcome one and all to an all new video. So like I was saying before, we're going to be doing a movie review of a new film that just came out July 12th. It is a rom-com including the moon landing called Fly Me to the Moon. Yeah, Fly Me to the Moon. Yeah. So this is a new film that has a great cast. And like I said, it's basically a film about NASA and leading up to the moon landing in 1969, all encompassing a rom-comedy that has our two main lead characters, falling in love over, the course of the film, along with trying to figure out how to basically, deal with what's going on with NASA. And first off, when I first saw this coming out, I was like, this is a really great idea. Let's take the moon landing, make it about making a fake moon landing, and have it as a rom-com, and just thought was a hilarious idea. Especially with, a lot of people out there, if you're familiar with Capricorn 1, that film, which, talks about how it's a conspiracy that, we really didn't land on the moon and all that kind of good stuff. And they kind of took that and made it into like a rom-comedy. And I really like that idea because I absolutely love everything that has to do with space, going to the moon, rockets, and all that kind of cool stuff. And this movie had such a great cast that was just a really fantastic idea, I thought. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really fantastic film. Now, if you're familiar with, the moon landing back in '69, basically we kind of see the events leading up to the actual moon landing in July of 1969, along with the story going along with, this publicist that's hired by this out of consultant of NASA that works for the government, and all this kind of good stuff. And, we have this great cast that brings that together, but it's just such an interesting idea that I just really enjoyed. Now, this film happens to be directed none other by a guy that goes by the name of Greg Berlanti. Yeah, Greg Berlanti. Yeah, so you might recognize him as like the showrunners of a lot of the Arrowverse TV shows. You might see his name as executive producer, creators on different TV shows over the years. And he's done a few other feature films and stuff like that. And is, a pretty interesting creator and has made quite a few great things. And when I saw that he directed this, I was like really surprised because I thought he did a fantastic job with the film. I was really impressed with how he brought it together. I love the cinematography, the music, the whole look and aesthetic of the film was done really well. Seemed very 1969 or 1960s, I should say. And even like down to the set details and everything like that, it just was done so well. And I love the writing of the film because he really brought that to life too, give us a really cohesive film that was super fun and enjoyable and had so many great comedic times and all that kind of stuff. And I just thought Greg did a great job with that. Now, if you haven't seen anything else Greg has directed, I actually have not seen any of his other films that he has actually directed, such as Love, Simon, and a few other films that he's done over the years. And I just never got around to watching them. But from what I saw, what he did with the Arrowverse, I really enjoyed what he brought to that. And I thought it was really good and really showed a great set of skills that he has a really great eye for film, television, and just a really great eye for action and all that kind of cool stuff. And I felt he really brought that to Fly Me to the Moon. If you haven't seen anything else he has directed, definitely check out his filmography. He has some interesting films on his list. But overall, I really enjoyed what Greg brought to this film, and I think he made a really great, cohesive, fun rom-comedy. If you haven't seen Fly Me to the Moon yet, or anything Greg Berlanti has directed, go check out Fly Me to the Moon in theaters now. Really did a really great job. So this movie has a really great cast. We have a lot of great people that have been in a lot of other great films over the years and just really brought really funness to the characters in this entire film. And really pulled it together and gave us some really great, caricatures of people that would have lived back in the late 60s. Now, to start us off is kind of the main guy himself, Mr. Cole, in the film. And that, of course, is Mr. Channing Tatum. Oh, yeah, Channing Tatum. Woo, Channing Tatum. I absolutely love Channing Tatum. I loved him in Step Up. Loved him in his cameo in Step Up 2. Enjoyed him in the 21 Jump Street films. And pretty much anything he's ever been in, he's always super enjoyable. Always does a great job. And is just really fun and is just really fun. And anything he's done, I feel that he's very similar in pretty much most of his films, but I do feel he has a great eye for playing his characters very dumbly, and he always brings that together. And I love that in this film, he seemed very different. He seemed very smart. He seemed very cohesive. He definitely put a lot of energy into bringing this character to life, and I really enjoyed what he did with that. And I like that he really has, developed his acting better. I really enjoyed what he brought to that. Now, if you haven't seen anything else Channing Tatum has been in, you should definitely check out a great film he was in that he was just absolutely fantastic in, and I really enjoy him. It's one of my favorite films of his. And that, of course, is a film called G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra. Yeah! His take on Duke was really fantastic. I really enjoyed how it had a lot of similarities to the character from the cartoon, from the comics, and all that kind of stuff. And I just really enjoyed him as Duke, and I thought he was a really great lead in that film, and he kicked butt. And I loved his relationship with all the different characters in the film, and I thought he really played it very well. And, Stephen Sommers did a great job of bringing that out from Channing and got this really great performance that was action-packed, really fun, and just a really great live-action version of Duke. If you haven't seen Channing Tatum anything, definitely check him out on G.I. Joe, Rise of Cobra. He did a really great job. But overall, I really enjoyed him in Fly Me to the Moon. I thought he did a really fantastic job, and overall, just a really great performance. If you haven't seen him in anything recently, definitely check him out in Fly Me to the Moon in theaters now. He did a great job. So that brings me to the next person I'd like to talk about this film, and that is none other than the main woman lead in the film, who is the love interest of Mr. Channing Tatum, and that, of course, is Miss Scarlett Johansson! Oh yeah, Scarlett Johansson! Woo! Scarlett Johansson! So Scarlett Johansson is fun. I think she's a decent actress. Do I think she's the greatest? No, but I definitely think she's fun to watch, and she has some great times and has been some great characters. And I really enjoyed her in this film because I thought she played the character very well. And I thought that it was definitely a great asset to her, what she brought to this character in the film, because I felt she brought some of Black Widow through to this character, because this character is very much a con artist. And that's kind of what Black Widow is. And I really enjoyed that she brought some of those elements from Black Widow and really brought that into this film and gave us a really cohesive character that was very enjoyable, and I thought a really great, love interest for Channing Tatum's character. And, I mean, Scarlett looks so amazing in all the outfits she wore in the film. She definitely blended into the 60s very well, and she looked very much like she was from the 60s. And I thought that the wardrobe did a great job of fitting her and giving her these great outfits that she just looked fantastic in. Now, if you haven't seen Scarlett Johansson anything, you should definitely check out a great film that I enjoy of hers. It's one of my favorites of hers, and I think it's one of her in her earlier career. And I just thought she did a great job in the film. And that, of course, is a film called Eight-Legged Freaks. Yeah, Eight-Legged Freaks. She was absolutely fantastic in this film. I love her as the daughter of Carrie Wurr in the film. And I really enjoyed just everything she brought to it. She has some really great one-liners. She had some great moments where she's like taking care of this boy that she's trying to date, but ends up being a real douche. And she basically messes him up, and it was absolutely hilarious. And she just was so cute in this film and just so much fun. And I just really enjoyed her character, and I thought she was really awesome in the film. If you haven't seen her in anything recently, or haven't seen her, definitely check out an Eight-Legged Freak. She was really fantastic in that. But overall, I think she was a really great addition to Fly Me to the Moon, and just was an amazing character in this film, and I really enjoyed her in it. If you haven't seen Fly Me to the Moon yet, definitely go check out Scarlett Johansson in it. She was really fantastic. So that brings me to the final person I'd like to talk about this film. And that, of course, is none other than kind of the main bad guy kind of in the film, Mr. Woody Harrelson. Oh yeah, Woody Harrelson. Woo! Woody Harrelson, yeah. Woody Harrelson is so awesome in this film. I love him as Mo. He plays a great character. He's classic Woody Harrelson, and he just was so amazing in this role. I loved how he was like this supposed working for Richard Nixon, and he's the one that comes up with the idea to make this fake moon landing so that we get ahead of the Russians and stuff like that. And it just was a funny concept, and I just really enjoyed what Woody brought to the character, and he just played the character very well and very Woody Harrelson like. And I just enjoyed that his interaction with Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum and all the different characters throughout the film. Even Jim Rash that's in the film. They all worked really well together. And Woody just did a great job of playing this great kind of bad guy character in the background that, really just pops up exactly at the right moment. And he just brought the really great humor to his character that was really enjoyable. Now, if you haven't seen Woody Harrelson or anything, definitely check him out in a great film that came out a few years back where he plays a real-life superhero called Defendor. Yeah! Defendor. Yeah! He is absolutely fantastic in this film. It's one of the best superhero films I've seen. It was around the time when they were trying to do a lot of those, like, realistic superheroes, like Kick-Ass and the one that Mr. Dwight Schrute was in. Super, I think it was called. And he was just so fantastic in this film as Defendor, and it's such a great, serious, gritty kind of dark comedy film, and he just was so good in it, and you saw exactly what he was bringing to it, and he just played it so meticulously and so well constructed, and it was just a really fantastic performance. If you haven't seen Woody Harrelson, definitely check him out in Defendor. He was really amazing and phenomenal in that film. But overall, I thought he was a great addition to Fly Me to the Moon, and I really enjoyed him in the film, and I thought he was just a really great kind of bad guy kind of character. If you haven't seen Woody Harrelson anything recently, definitely go check him out on Fly Me to the Moon. He was awesome. So what is Fly Me to the Moon about? Like I mentioned before, basically the premise of the story is Woody Harrelson's character, who supposedly works for the government, hires Scarlett Johansson, a con artist, to basically make a fake moon landing video in case we don't actually get to the moon. And basically, in the process of that, she ends up falling in love with one of the characters that works at NASA, played by Channing Tatum. And basically, the film's about them trying to stop this fake moon landing from being used versus actually showing the real moon landing. Super film, really well done. And just such a fantastic film that was super enjoyable. Lots of great comedy, great set design, great, dialogue. Everything about this film was so well done. It was just super enjoyable and entertaining. If you have not seen it, highly recommend you go check it out in theaters now. Really well done. Very phenomenal film. Can't wait to add to the collection when it comes out on physical media. So that's it for this film review, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Also, thank you for subscribing. If this is your first time here or you have been before, don't forget to check any other new videos you might see here yet. And as always, people, huge shout out to my followers, new and old. You guys are rocking it. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, people, if you want to show support for the channel, please check out my awesome Patreon page and help support the channel. And become a member of my Patreon, where you get all kinds of extra accoutrement you don't get here on my YouTube channel. As always, people, if you enjoyed this film, check out some of my other films, my other reviews and stuff like that. It's always fun stuff out there to check out if you haven't seen it. As always, catch you in the next one.